Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Outs here. It is Thursday, so we're doing Thursday Think Tank. Tell me if you guys can hear me. I don't know. It's not showing me reading. But yeah, today we're going to talk about how the Raptors still have one roster position open on their training camp roster. There's at least one more player that's going to be added to the mix going into training camp, and it's ambivalent and ambiguous what it's going to be, who it's going to be. Could it be Christian Coloco? Who knows? We'll have to see. Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm hoping you guys can because I'm not getting a audio reading, but I don't. Everything on the mic seems to be right. I can hear myself. So, all right, let's see what's going on. Trevor J saying, "Good morning, family. You weren't just born to pay bills and die. You were here because there's a purpose for your life. You just have to find out what it is." All right, Trevor. All right, I like that. That's a good statement, and I believe that's true. Yes. All right. Cool. Thank you, Fiercey. Yeah. Thank you for doing the mic check. Seriously, I need y'all to do that if you can help me, because sometimes it is weird. I can't tell. Trevor's saying, I'm not worried about the Raptors this season, as many people are going to be very surprised. Yeah. I get up this morning and I see that in the Facebook chat this morning, somebody's posted an Aaron Ben Rose article. I guess that is Trevor who's posted it. Thank you, Commissioner Jay, for posting that article. Aaron Rose coming out with a couple articles the last couple of days. Actually, kind of helpful articles. He lined out the topic for today, saying that the Raptors do have one more roster spot available on their training camp roster, and they have a couple different ways they can go with it. Koloko was mentioned in this article. And then today, apparently, he's released an article about Chris Boucher, talking about how he feels optimistic about the Raptors and that people are sleeping on them and that they don't realize how much we're actually getting together and playing and bonding and getting chemistry up under the direction of head coach Darko Rajakovic. And that Chris, who at times in the last 6 months has looked like the odd man out, that may not be involved. A lot of people have been enjoying putting him in a trade scenarios every which way this whole summer, you bastards. Is very, very feeling very strongly about this team that's going to surprise people. It's going to surprise people. I love that. I love that a lot. Let me read exactly what Chris says, quoted from Aaron Rose's thing right here. He says, "We will definitely be a surprise." This is Chris Boucher talking on TSN 650 at Montreal. So he's probably saying this in French. We put in a lot of work this summer. We're spending a lot of time together, and that's an amazing thing. I think that's how it happened when we first won the championship with Fred and all that. When Kawhi came in, there was a lot of work that we did during the summer, and we got to where we need to be. So we're doing the same thing right now. And like I said, we're pretty young, so it's always amazing to see what we could get. There you go. So then Chris also went on to say, obviously for me, being there for a long time, it's a lot of getting to know how the new players communicate, how people know to show up every day and be professional. I think with Scotty, I've been with Scotty for a long time. I think me and him quickly, RJ, we know what it takes to get there. We've been through a lot of situations. So it's really showing these kids how to get better. So yeah, I mean, like I've said, Chris has gone the gamut. You know, he was benched a lot at the end of the year last year, and people are thinking, oh, he's in the doghouse. He's not going to be playing for the Raptors very long. Darko doesn't like him. You know, there's been a lot of that kind of stuff. And then there's, his contract is really attractive for trading. So this whole summer, we've had a lot of people, like I said, putting him in trade machines and trying to trade him out of here. I've never been about that. I never have myself. I love my Canadian guys on my Canadian team, and I love my longest standing champion Raptor, the last man standing. It's so sad and crazy. 5 years later, after the championship, the only person that's on the team that was on the team then is Chris Boucher at this point. And in some ways, I was warning about this for a couple of years now. I said, guys, we don't want to lose our champions. And our champions were Fred, Pascal, OG, and Chris for a while there. There were only 4 guys left. And, well, 3 of them left last year. And now there's only one, Chris Boucher. And, well, I think it's important in some ways to bridge, the legacy. To make, if you can have somebody that's a glue that's in between, a bridge between this era and that era, you do it. Especially if they're a player like Chris, who's a role player who can come off the bench and does not demand too much. Seriously, I don't see any problem with Chris being on this team, especially if he's modified this game this summer to in a way that makes it more conducive for Darko to want to play him. So yeah, man, I love hearing this. And who are we gonna listen to? We're gonna listen to ESPN down south, or we're gonna listen to Chris Boucher, who's in the trenches with the other Raptors, working out and working hard this summer. Yeah, who are we gonna listen to? I would listen to the person who's in the middle of it, the person who's been a Toronto Raptor for like 7 years now, almost. Isn't it like 7 years? It's like 6 years or something. Yeah. In some ways, that's who you should listen to, not some Kevin Pelton, Brian Windhurst bullshit coming up from down south, is what I say right there. Yeah. Trevor says he's not worried. He's not worried. He's got the emoticon parade. I love to see it. Monique is here. Super fan Monique Lawrence is in the house. Good morning, Raptor Free Crew. All I know is Brandon Carlson will be called up from 905, and we are ready to battle with anyone. Did you put Battle's name in there just on the sly? Jamison Battle and Dylan Disu are still in the mix, apparently. It's very ambiguous, the Exhibit 10. The Exhibit 10 is so ambiguous and weird right now. I have no idea who's Exhibit 10. But Blake Murphy is explaining that it doesn't matter who's Exhibit 10 because they can determine the Exhibit 10s after training camp even. And just by having these guys come in for training camp with the Raptors, we get 905 rights to these guys. So some of the stuff we've been doing with people like Jamison Battle, Dylan Disu, Quincy Guerriere, Jared Roden is to get their 905 rights. That in some ways there may be only like one or two of them that's actually Exhibit 10, but the other ones will still probably play for 905. And that's fantastic. We are already expecting a very good 905 team for Mississauga. But now, listen, you're going to have Aldrich Shamshay, you're going to have Jonathan Mobo, you're going to have Jamal Shed, you're going to have Brendan Carlson, you're going to have probably Dylan Disu, Miles Burns, Omari Moore, Jamison Battle, Quincy Guerriere, Jared Roden. Yeah. That's a stacked team. That's a lot of very good talent on that team. And there's actual real positions on there, like point guards and centers. So, yeah, there's a lot of promise. And the ambiguity about who is exactly the Exhibit 10 doesn't even matter, honestly, because a lot of those guys are probably going to be playing at 905 either way. Quincy Guerriere. Yeah. Let's go, Mo. Nako's here. Good to see the Nacho that is Nako. If Poku wanted to try his luck in the NBA, we should bring him in training camp. Well, he's already signed in Europe. He's already escaped the NBA world. He's done the Vishenkov exit, and he's gone back to Europe, and he's on a team over there now. I'm not interested in Poku. Poku may have possibly became a Raptor when Nick Nurse was a coach here, because I know that Nick Nurse, in a weird way, had an affinity for Poku for some reason. I don't understand why. Nick really liked Alexei Poku. And if we were ever going to get Poku, it's probably more likely when Nick was our coach, because he actually really was intrigued with him, and he thought highly of him. But it's not going to happen. This man just signed for big money to go play back in Europe. And honestly, he's been a fail in the NBA. In some ways, it's a weird thing with him. His body is not very good for the NBA in a lot of different ways. And, well, that's why he's not in it anymore. That's what I'd say right now, Nako. Yeah, we don't need him. Fernando, much better person to have on our team. Now, Bruno Fernando is a different case than the other guys that I just talked about with 905. I didn't mention him in the 905 crew, did I? No, I didn't. Because Bruno Fernando's older. And in some ways, Bruno Fernando is not going to be at 905. I'm going to bet you money right now. Yeah, I don't think he will be. Yeah, let's see. Most saying, speaking of Bruno Fernando, I really want to say Bruno Fernando gets the final spot, but players know they have to do well in training camp and impress Darko and coaches. I want to say it too. I want this to happen, actually. In some ways, I saw that clip you guys posted about the wrap-up for Basketball Without Borders, and Bruno spoke in one of his little interview part. Emmanuel was amazing in that. By the way, Emmanuel was really good. But Bruno Fernando, in some ways, it's just I'm starting to really remember the stuff he's done for the Hawks the last couple of years and just how helpful that would be for the Raptors. I think the main thing Bruno Fernando could do to help the Raptors this season is rebound. Seriously. In some ways, we just need more big guys that are going to get in there and mix it up and rebound. Ibaka kind of shit. So I'm all about Fernando making this team at this point. I think that with the Vishenkov non-buyout, nothing. I don't know what you call it, the Vishenkov release. Um, I think that Bruno should be on this team. I don't know what's going to happen with Coloco. Aaron Rose once again updating, saying that they will still have a decision on him from the fitness to play panel in the next couple of weeks. I still think it'll happen by the end of this month, but maybe not. Maybe it's in the first week of September. I don't know why it's taken so long. I don't know why. I know Coloco has been posting workout videos of himself still. And in some ways, he probably has to come back and give them tests or see their doctors and get checked with progress, seeing how he's progressing with the ailment that he's dealing with. And that may be the thing that is most likely to give evidence to the fitness to play panel to say, yeah, Christian, you can play in the NBA again. But I'm not holding my breath with him. In some ways, I would like him to be back. Obviously, we've talked about it a lot this summer. But in some ways, I'm starting to feel better with Fernando around. And that in some ways, there's things that Coloco would bring that Fernando can do on some level also. So we'll see. I think that he's got a very good chance at this point. I think that Bobby and Masai, when they got Bruno around the Basketball Without Borders camp, realized this. They're like, you know what? Let's get him in. And he's probably is going to be around on our team this year. It makes sense. He's not guaranteed, but I could see it happening because, first of all, the thing that Bruno needs to do is exactly what you're saying, Mo. He's got to come correct. If he comes in with effort, professionalism, shows what he will add to the team, and he does it at a high level, he's on the team because he's a real NBA player. He's proven. He's a proven bona fide NBA player. It's not that he needs to come in and show that he can play at this level. He can't. We've seen it. So in some ways, Bruno Fernando is a slam dunk for me to make one of the roster spots and be a Raptor this whole entire season coming up. A month or so ago when we got him, it was so fuzzy and weird and blurry about the picture of the roster and who would be where. But as it clears up more and more, I'm seeing like, oh, Bruno is on the team. Yeah, I see it now. That's right. Cowboys got Mo on blast. Mo knows. That's right. What did they used to say in the 80s about Kansas City Royal? Bo Jackson, Bo knows. Well, Mo knows too. Mo knows. That's right. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex, Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce Lawson, our Kentucky Raptor Freak, holding it down in the land of Harlan Sanders. Did you know that he used to live in Mississauga? That's crazy. Yeah, Colonel Sanders used to live up here in Canada, in Mississauga. He was a 905er. So in some ways, Colonel Sanders, he could be intertwined with the 905 because of his roots of living in that community. Wouldn't that be weird if they had like a KFC Colonel Sanders night for the 905 out their arena sometime? Just because Colonel Sanders was residing in Mississauga. If you are ever driving around in Canada or you went to a restaurant or you were out in public and you saw a man that looked like Colonel Sanders, that was Colonel Sanders. Just so you know, Canadians. Oh, so crazy. Cowboys saying, good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. It doesn't matter who we bring in for the final spot. Bring back Master P for all I care. This team is stacked. Let's go, Raptors. All right, Bradley. Bradley, you're awesome. And I'm not going to, listen, it does matter, though. It does matter who's on our team. It matters from the top all the way down the bottom because in some ways, every single person, even the people that don't ever get to play, the people at the end of the bench, they matter. Like Jordan Lloyd mattered during the championship year because he was the guy who had to play in practice against Fred and Kyle and bring their games up. In some ways, those guys do matter because those guys are the guys who are trying to bring up the intensity and the competition and the skill learning and the getting better in practice. You may not see them on the court. You may not see them play all year, but they travel with the team. Their personalities around the team. So these guys do matter. This is part of the reason why Garrett Temple matters on this team. So, yeah, I will respectfully disagree. Master P shows up with No Limit Soldiers and an entourage. No, dog, don't come in here. Where's John Attilia? Get him out of here. No. We don't need this right now. It's not 20 years ago. Master P, go home. Yeah, no, I'd be like that. It does matter. Tommy Dookie's got me on blast. There you go. Tommy's got me up with the sun in the morning. Yeah, the sun rises and Lex goes on YouTube. It's another day. That's right. Let's see what Leo's saying real quick. They'll say the only secret behind a good day is a good attitude. That's right. Have a good attitude and your day will be good. Have a bad attitude, well, your day will be bad. I mean, this is true. I struggle with this sometimes. Sometimes I do have a bad attitude. I'm not going to lie. I was raised with a role model named Baracus, and I can't help it sometimes. I pity the fool who messes with me on a bad attitude day. But I'm trying to have a better attitude. I really am sometimes. Cowboys saying, how many days left, Andrew? Yeah, where's Andrew? We need the countdown. Countdown. Yeah, let's go. All right, Brian's here. To the point, y'all. To the point. T-O. The point. That's right. Emmanuel Quickly preview out recently by Brian and his friends on To the Point, talking about what's Emmanuel going to be like this year. They did the RJ Barrett one. Now they're doing the Emmanuel one. I am getting the feeling that, Brian, you're going to do one on some of the main key Raptors leading into the season. So, yeah, he's got new content out on Emmanuel Quickly. So if you want to check out what Brian's doing on To the Point, check out his channel, please. Give him a sub and some views and some likes and some comments, and share it if you want to. Yeah. What's up, Freak Nation? All right, Brian, Dap, here for a pick-me-up after having all three women that raised me in and out the hospitals yesterday. That's horrible. I hate hearing that, Brian. We don't need that. I wish them the best of health and luck and happiness and getting better. And no, we don't need that, Brian. We don't need to hear that people in your life are going in the hospital. No, we don't need to hear that. So I'm sending them all the loving and supportive energy towards them for healing and getting better. That's what I'll say right there. Yeah. Fiercely saying, good morning, fam, and happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, MJ. And thank you for doing my mic check. I really do appreciate that. David is here. The commissioner of trivia. David Saborin, a dignified dignitary on the Raptor Freak channel. This is the trophy that David has supplied to this channel, and it is about the size of the Stanley Cup. It's about 3 feet. It's 3 feet, and it's a haul. It's a haul to carry around and stuff like that. So we'll just keep it in the corner here. The Raptor Freak Championship trophy right there. Yeah, it's a haul. David's saying maybe we will come to our senses and get Flynn back on his roster. Okay, he's being funny. No, he's non-guaranteed with the Spurs, man. He's down there with Wemby and Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes, and he's going to try and make the Spurs team. I think it's a long shot, and I think that Malachi will finally leave the NBA after he doesn't make the team in training camp this fall right now. I'm going to bet that right now, guys. Seriously, if Malachi's on the Spurs for the whole entire year this year, I will be shocked. I'm serious. I will be very, very shocked. I think this is his last tryout, and that, well, he needs to go overseas, honestly. They would love you in China, Malachi Flynn. You make a lot of money, and you could probably do everything you love to do on a basketball court and there, but you just can't in the NBA. It's obvious. David, good to see you. And let's do the classic card of the day. All right, no half-assing. This season is not a half-ass season. A lot of people think this Raptors season is going to be a half-ass season. I don't think so. It's full-ass season. We got to come at it with the right attitude and energy to excel and do as best as we can as a young team in a rebuild. And I wanted y'all to mimic this on this channel, whether it's the Raptor Freak Trivia, whether it's a classic card of the day. Let's bring the right come correct. And don't let no seagulls try and take your French fry. How about that? All right, let's see. Which one did I pull just now? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Where's the name? Oh, there's the name. It's a weird card. We'll do it. It's a little bit weird. I think in some ways. All right, we'll see how this goes. No, you know what? I'm going to change it. And the only reason why is because I'm pretty sure we had this person recently on a totally different card. It looks different, but also we did this card before, or not. We did this player before, I should say, not the card. All right, yeah, we'll do this one. This one's good. All right, first person to write in the full name, answer, spelling may count. We'll get the classic card points that are adjudicated by our commissioner of trivia, David Saborin. All right, who knows who this is? Let me get it out of the reflection. This is kind of, if you're an old head, you should know who this is. And actually, I'm going to talk about this guy after we're done. Yeah, that's right. Who is that, guys? It's a very interesting card. It's pretty straight up. She's not obscured or anything. If you know, you know. Yeah, smooth nose. That's Rodney Rogers. Rodney Rogers played for the Nuggets. So smooth. Good job. Just because he got that, David, doesn't mean that wasn't hard. Because that is an old school player that people have kind of forgotten about. You know what? They shouldn't. Because sadly, Rodney Rogers had a spinal cord injury. and his life very much changed after his NBA career. And yeah, he's had a hard time since. And yeah, go check out Rodney Rogers. His highlights. He's a very powerful forward who had very amazing dunks, very strong rebounder, and also a shot blocker. Played alongside Mutombo on the Nuggets back in the day. And yeah, he hurt himself very badly. And I forget what it was. It was like I don't know if it was what was the injury? I don't know how he did it, but yeah, he's paraplegic because of it afterwards. So that's sad. And I'm pretty sure he's still alive, actually. I think he's still alive. Rodney never played for us. Roy did. Roy Rogers did, but not Rodney. Rodney never played for the Raptors. So yeah, he's his. It's not on there, I don't think. Well, this is early in his career. I think this might be a rookie card or something like that. But yeah, I don't think he actually ever played for us though. All right, good job, Smooth, getting the classic car of the day. Yeah, yeah. All right, excuse me. Jeez, Louise. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me get back on track here. Fiercely saying that, Brian, hang in there. I hope they're doing better today. There you go. Nice words of encouragement from Miss Eye Candy to Brian about that. Randolph saying, morning blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Nothing good learned about anyone when things are easy. We learn more good about them when things are hard. I've heard this one too recently. Yeah, when everything's easy, well, you don't know the true person. It's when they're under duress, when things are hard for them. You get to know more real realities about how they are. And yes, unfortunately, some of us have a difficult time under stress, and we're not as easygoing. But when things are all right and happy and cheery, hey, that's why some people fight for the status quo so hard, even though the status quo is unjust, is because if you upend their life, well, they will probably show you their real side. That's what I'll say right there. Yeah. Fiercely saying David trolling us again. He's just a Malachi fan number one. Malachi fan number one. David, I'm gonna start calling him that. Malachi, are you Eric Flynn? David, I'm gonna start thinking you're Eric Flynn. Like this whole time, Eric Flynn was with me all the time, hanging out, doing things. He came to my house. Eric Flynn came to my house, and I didn't even know it. Let's see. Smooth saying, watch Club Shay Shay interview with John Cena. He's very insightful. Great interview. John Cena interview? I have seen a John Cena interview recently, but it was on the Wired Google search answers, and it was with Aquafina, and it was pretty entertaining. I like those. They're on YouTube. If you follow Wired as a YouTube channel, you can get these weird like experts come in and they answer Google's most searched questions. These are great clips, and they have experts from all kinds of fields. Like they had an etiquette expert on the other day, and I was watching it, and he was teaching everybody the new etiquette. And some of the questions were ridiculous. They were really funny. They'll have anybody on there. Like if you want to know certain subjects, very specific, there you can watch this channel and find in their archive all kinds of different topics and become knowledgeable on stuff so quickly. So yeah, check out Wired YouTube channel. And their auto fill in Google questions answered by people. And John Cena did one recently that was absolutely good. They'd get actors to come in and do them. Like I've seen one with David Cross recently that was hilarious. Yeah, they do is they have all the Google searches for that person's name, and they like ask the person what the answer is. So it's a very, very cool thing. I had not seen this though. Smooth. Cowboy saying alley-oop to David. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. Commissioner Trivia, David has been so helpful this season in so many different ways. Unsung hero. 165 for David on the dunk charts. That's right. Cowboy saying, Brian, stay strong and positive. That's what they would want. There you go. You're talking like they're, man, Cowboy, don't do this, man. You don't know what status they are with what and stuff like that. That was what they want. I mean, man, that sounds bad. No, we just want good vibes and good energy and good health to Brian's people right now. That's what we want. That's right. Stay strong, man, from Smooth Brown Man. Let's see. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Rapid Free Crew. Good morning to you, Coach. Good morning to you. We had a coach on the stage last night with his football team out there. And, yeah, this dude's cool. He's not a very good speaker in some ways, but he is a motivational guy. And it's kind of weird to hear a politician kind of be like a coach athlete in the way he's, like, revving people up. Vice presidential candidate Tim Walz at the DNC last night. Of course, they had Bill Clinton out there last night. They had Oprah Oprah came out and killed it last night. Oh my gosh. Oprah has a lot of power still. I'm telling you, people love Oprah. Oprah's like an icon, an institution. And bringing her out there, that's like worth a 1,000 Kid Rocks. Let's just put it that way. That's worth like 1,000 Kid Rocks as far as influence and people that are like, yeah, Oprah is this. Yeah. No, I mean, the DNC's had 3 presidents come out and talk in 3 nights: Biden, Obama, and Clinton. And you know what? W. Bush will not endorse Trump. I think that says a lot right there. I mean, hell, Trump's own vice president from his administration won't even support him or endorse him at this point. But Mike Pence, yeah. I think the choice is clear, Americans. It's very clear. That's right. That's right. All right, let's keep going. Randolph saying, Lex, former NBA player Dwight Howard's lawsuit over alleged sexual assault dismissed. Okay, this is dark news. Yeah, there was weird news around Dwight Howard for a while there about different things in his sex life. Some ways I didn't really want to pay attention to it because in some ways it's like, what the hell? I don't want to know about this. Well, okay, this is good. I don't know. In some ways, I don't trust this kind of stuff totally. You know, sometimes things get dismissed because of somebody gets this or that. And yeah, we'll make this go away. So I don't know what to believe. Either way, in some ways, this is not that interesting to me. It really isn't. I mean, Dwight Howard, is he even playing the NBA right now? I don't think he is. He's in China. So Smooth saying, stay strong to Brian. Good morning, Rag Freak Crew. All right. Yeah, I made sure I went back and got that. Brian saying, thanks, Freak Nation. Just Lex, got to put on a good show as usual. Thank you. I will. I'll try. I'll try and do my best. I got up a little late. I got up at like 9:05. I've been up for 20 minutes and I'm jumping right into this. But that's how I do it sometimes. The latest I woke up once and did the stream, I think I woke up at 9:25 once and did it, like got set up in 5 minutes and rushed in here and still made it on time. It is really important to me that I'd start it right on time at 9:30, so y'all can depend on me. But yeah, if I wake up at 9:25 and I'm trying to go on the air at 9:30, I may be wiping some out of my eyes. You can't tell. So yeah, 9:05 wake up today though. Do a lot in 25 minutes to get on here in time. Yeah. Let's see. Carlos saying Bruno plays hard. He won't get cut. Yeah, if he plays hard, he shows up, he has the right attitude, that's what will keep you around the league. That's what we're learning is the veterans in this league or the people that stay in this league, they have to have the right attitude, Patrick Beverly. That's right. You stay in the league if you have a good attitude, is what I'll say. So, yeah, he mistreated a reporter. Well, you go and play overseas. Yeah, in some war-torn, crazy-ass country. That's right. That's right. Yeah, no, Bruno Fernando is a player that I've liked on the Hawks for the last couple of years, and he's on my list of very welcome to play for the Raptors because, like I said, in some ways he's been the backup for Clint Capella in the last couple of years, and he's very much like, see, Clint Capella has a certain standard of shot blocking and rebounding that he does, and taking lobs from Trae Young and converting them into dunks. Now, when Clint would come out of the games for Atlanta, Bruno was the fill-in, and he would not like be that much of a drop-off like from Capella. He'd be able to do a lot of the same things that Capella could do. Capella's a great center. People don't talk about Clint Capella enough in the NBA, honestly. And Fernando is in that ilk, and he's the kind of guy that will do exactly what I said. He will block shots for you. He will get rebounds. He'll play tough defense, and he's very strong. So yeah, I like him, and I want him to make the team. I don't want him to get cut at this point. In some ways, I have more faith in him contributing to the Raptors this year than a Christian Coloco showing up because his health got cleared all of a sudden. Seriously, I mean, there's just more work put in. There's more experience. He's further along, and in some ways, we know what we'll get with Bruno as long as he shows up correct, like you're saying. That's right. That's right. Wayne's here. Good to see Wayne Strainer, the sergeant. Wayne Strainer is saying, Raptor Freaks, it's getting close. Let's brace ourselves for the unknown. We haven't had a team this young for a while. Yeah, it's going to be fun. In some ways, this is why a lot of pressure's off. You know, after the championship, it puts so much more pressure on the team because there was a standard of excellence and crazy, unrealistic fans really got crazy. Now, I would say the year after our championship, after watching some of the bubble playoff stuff, we had a legit chance to repeat. Even without Kawhi. It's just that Boston game, they wanted to write some scripts, and they were happy that Boston beat us. because they didn't want us to repeat, obviously, and somebody had to beat us, and they wanted a team to beat us that they do want to make look good. And so there was a little bit of like the Christmas Day game is a symbol of this, and the bubble series with Boston is a symbol of this. Now we took them to 7, and it was very, very, very close. It could have gone either way, but the NBA wanted the Celtics to beat us. We know this. So, but yeah, it's unrealistic since then. People are saying, "Oh, the Raptors have to be this or this or this." You're crazy, and you're casuals, and you're new to the franchise, aren't you? Is what I would say to these these people. I won't say young people. They could be older, new fans too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love this. I love this because in some ways the pressure's off for us as the fans. The pressure's off for our team because nobody expects us to do jack shit, and we can come in there and just succeed and do as best as we can. We'll look good either way, and it'll be enjoyable too. Because when we get wins against teams in this league that we had no business getting wins over, those are going to be great days. And we're going to come in on the reactions the day after, and we're going to have a hoot. We're going to have so much fun on this channel when we go and we go to LA and we beat the Clippers, and we'll be like, yeah, we're going to be talking about it here. Oh yeah, yeah, we'll be talking about it here. That's right. Kareem saying, I know it's selfish of me, but most of the summer league players I want to remain on the 905 only. Then Jacoby, you call them Kobe, Grady and Shed and Carton. I really want to see a true development in the pipeline. Yeah. In some ways, look, in some ways we got guys that are developing all over the roster in different places. We could say Scotty, RJ, and Emmanuel are in development also, but on a different kind of level and different kind of thing. And in some ways, we want the guys who are more ready for prime time, guys like Barbecue, Jakob, Grady Dick, to get more time on the main team and gel that place. And well, the stuff on the 905 is a whole other level of it, like the bench mob days and the 905 with Fred and Pascal. We want that to be happening down there is when you get firing on both cylinders of having developmental increases, whether it's on the main roster or the 905 roster. That's when you can really, really get some good ground covered quickly. I said quickly. But yeah, I would just say this. I like what you're saying, Kareem, and I agree. I want a lot of those youngsters, the guys that we just got drafted, the Exhibit 10s, to whoever, they need to be down there. And they need to be down there working hard and learning and getting somewhere. Unlike the last 2 years of 905, which just a mess and just pointless, honestly. There's nothing we can really show from the 2 years of 905 before this that is helping us at this point. Is there? Amari Moore is really that's left. That's it. Miles Burns, well, he didn't really progress last year. Let's see if he comes back this year and he has something more to him that will make us really, really happy that we drafted him and he's around us, Miles Burns. So, yeah, it's really those two names. The rest of those guys are all gone. I don't think McCurr's around anymore. Mogi's not gone. Marquise is gone. Javon Freeman Liberty's gone. You know, these guys are gone. And, you know, that's the thing. We didn't get any fruits from that tree from the 905 seasons the last 2 years. As far as young players coming up, they're going to helpfully contribute to the Raptors roster. We didn't get no fruit growing on that tree during the time of Eric Curry. And even the time a little bit before, the 2 years before that, we didn't really have any guys coming up in a pipeline. And we need that. We need that. Nako saying, of course, training camp guys are normally crapshoots. Yeah. I mean, I would say this. The spot we're talking about today, that one spot that's open, that's vacant right now, it's not very likely the person added to it will be making the team. And they will get cut. Now, once again, we'll say this. The training camp roster is like 21 players or something like that. You know, only, let's see, it's 15 plus 3. So we got like 18 spots on the team. So that means there's like 3 guys who are going to get cut. And then the 3 guys that get cut will probably end up going to 905 on Exhibit 10s. So it's almost like everybody who comes, unless they're a player that's like Bruno Fernando, who does not have any 905 eligibility, if he gets cut, then he's just going away. But for the most part, if we do things right, we can keep everybody in our system, and everybody who comes to training camp, if they're the right people getting cut, like people, I don't know who exactly is officially going to be the training camp roster, but those people will go to 905 and start playing for us there. So that's what I think is going to happen there. Yeah. Quantum's here. Quantum boss taking charge. Good to see you again. Once again on a Thursday think tank. Who wants to come back from EuroLeague? Who wants to come back from EuroLeague? Well, Yabusele. He's done that. Gabby Williams is back in the WNBA. Yeah, I don't know. Who wants to come back from EuroLeague? Lorenzo Brown? Nah, he got chambered. And I don't think he can play in the NBA at this point with his skill level. He can win championships over in Spain, sure. Lorenzo Brown. I don't know. I don't know. Who wants to come back from EuroLeague? I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see how this election goes this fall. So he's saying there's a pathway for Fernando to be on this team. His skill set is exactly what the Raptors lack. If he plays to his norms, he should be on the team. I think you're right. I think you're right. I wasn't seeing this when we first signed him. I was like, well, Bruno Fernando, this is weird. I mean, I like it, but where's the realistic chances of him getting? Well, they seem like they're improving. I mean, the things that I'm hearing are Darko really likes him and values him. Masai really likes him and values him. Well, those two may be the two most important people to like you and value you to stay on the Raptors right there, Ujiri and Rajakovic. So, I mean, Darko did really kind of effusively gush about Bruno Fernando and his skill set and how it can help the Raptors. So that's a good sign that this is probably true, Smooth, that Bruno's going to make the team because Darko's kind of already talked about how much he likes him. So Dana's saying, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Canadian Dana, who got a tree cut down in her yard yesterday. Kareem saying, did someone say Percy Miller? Yeah, they did. They did. They said, why don't we just get Master P and he can be our last training camp roster spot. This is like 20 years too late. I wonder what Master P looks like athletically at this point. I wonder how much of his athletics are still in him at this point. Yeah, I wonder. Wayne said, Lexicon, from your observation, just opining, what does our bench look like? Give me 6 potential candidates, positions, and names. Wow, I haven't done a full really. I need to make a spreadsheet that's got all the names in the hierarchy of the training camp stuff and kind of suss out where it seems like everybody's going and where. All right, this is what I'll say. And this is just off the top of my head, Wayne. And I'll give you, I'm not going to give you, oh man, that's so tough. All right, without having the team in front of me, I'm just going off the top of my head. I'm going to say that the starting lineup is Barbecue Yak with Grady. Okay, we'll just say that's the default starting lineup. So we'll go from there. Davion Mitchell, backup point guard. Point of attack, defensive substitution. Also some good threes. Davion Mitchell, backup point guard. Let's see, Jacoby Walter, second guard, backup, skilled scorer off the bench. A little bit of kind of like the Gary Trent role, but also kind of a defensive stopper kind of guy too. I would say that. At the next position, we'll say Chris Boucher, still involved in the rotation as a skilled vet around the team. That would be fantastic. Bruno Fernando, another guy. And then let's say, okay, so those are like 4 guys. I think that Bruce Brown Jr. should be included in this 5 as far as the backup 5 coming in after our starters. Bruce Brown, too much salary and also too much experience to ignore and not play. And then it kind of gets into those guys that we're talking about, those guys that are in between as far as Jamal Shed, Brandon Carlson, Ulrich Shamshe, and Jonathan Mobo. Those guys are kind of fleshing out the end of the bench. So I put 5 veteran guys in ahead of them that I just kind of named, and then those guys afterwards. Jacoby being the only one in that veteran group because he's a first-round pick. So that's the kind of how I see it right now. I maybe have totally forgotten about a Raptor and just excluded him from the list that should be involved in that, but they just didn't pop in my head just now. Yeah, Smooth saying I would go with Taylor Horton Tucker. Yeah, I don't know. Has he been around the league at all? Like TLC's gone and THT? I don't know. In some ways, that's not an attractive name for me to come to the Raptors, as far as me personally. But I don't know. I don't know. In some ways, we don't necessarily, do we want the most talented or do we want somebody who has a lot of potential to grow and to go on the timeline of rebuilding with us? That's the other thing we got to think about. When you're bringing in somebody in that last roster spot, what's their timeline and what will they actually contribute, or what will they do in the whole big scheme of the picture is what I'm saying. Carlos saying, I want Olynyk. Oh yeah, Olynyk. He's the other guy. Yeah, I should have named him. Olynyk is one of the main top bench guys coming in too. Yeah. Olynyk should have been named there. Carlos saying, I want Olynyk and Brown to lead the bench. Maybe put Grady on the first 5. Yeah. I mean, it does seem like that's possible. They could really go vet on the starting lineup and start Bruce Brown at the 2. And I mean, I wouldn't be upset with that. In some ways, that might be good for Bruce, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, Jacoby's got a shot too, guys. If Jacoby Walter is a badass, he could be a starter in the league right away, and we could see that happen. And I don't think that Mitchell it will start with quickly. I don't think that's the right move. I don't think Davion should be starting, but Jacoby Walter has a chance. He has a chance, guys. And it really is how much he comes into training camp and presses and shows a consistency and a certain level of sound play without a lot of mistakes. That may get him a starting job, but it's not likely. It's not likely that Jacoby Walter will get that starting shooting guard job, especially over Grady, because Grady, oh man, Grady's showing a lot of progress this summer. Quantum saying, bring back Jeremy Lin. Yeah, I don't know. There's a weird clip that came out recently from the Lakers days of Jeremy Lin getting absolutely berated by Kobe Bryant. And this is the ugliness of Kobe. It's a similar thing to Michael. I don't know if Kobe did this because he knew Michael did this, and Michael's punched Steve Kerr in the face once at practice. Well, there's a clip of practice in the Lakers, and Kobe had been hurt, and he came back to practice with his team, and he absolutely bullies Jeremy Lin so bad in this. And in some ways, people say, good, he deserved it. No, it was kind of wrong, honestly. He was kind of really, really focusing on just Jeremy and really humiliating him in front of everybody else. It was a very uncomfortable clip for me because in some ways, it's like, I don't know if Jeremy deserved that. I don't know how he reacted to that as far as afterwards. Did that help Jeremy get better and go to New York and do what he did with Linsanity? Maybe. Maybe he would say that. Maybe he'd tell Lex, shut up, man. Kobe reamed me out that day and it changed my life. He actually really did make me change. Like he was right. I was soft as Charmin. It's a weird clip. If you want to find it, it's out there on the internet right now. Jeremy Lin, Kobe Bryant practice. Check it out. It's crazy. It's crazy. David's laughing. Blackhawks here. Neil, big up. Raptor Freaks. Big up to you, Neil. Good to see you. Fiercely saying, I know you don't value Bleacher Report, Lex, but they put out an article on which player will be the X factor for each next season, and Grady is the chosen one for us. Yeah, I think that's a sound choice. In some ways, Grady's outside shooting is really, really is going to be something we're going to lean on. We're going to need like crazy. So Grady making his threes, it could be a huge X factor for us this year as far as things. And if he can be consistent, he can start averaging, getting around 20 to 30 point games on the consistent basis like we wanted from Gary. Yeah, he can be a huge, huge X factor this year. So, yeah, that's something from Bleacher Report that I won't disagree with right there. David's saying there's no reason why we can't be a 500 team. Well, I mean, I agree with you in theory. I think I'd like this to be true, and we'll see. We'll see, David. I hope it is true. I hope it is true. But there are different things we got to deal with to make that happen. And the machine, in some ways, doesn't want us to be a 500 team. So we got to do it against the machine. We got to rage against the machine and make it happen. It's kind of like when Zach says, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. That's what the Raptors and Masai have to say to the NBA every season. Yeah, you want us to be bottom dwellers. You want us to be a rebuilding team that loses a lot? Nah, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Yeah, in the famous words of Zach De La Roca. Yeah. Rage against the machine. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. Rodney Rogers, once again. And guys, say a little prayer for Rodney Rogers every single day. This guy, man. It's a tragic story. I don't know. Did Rodney pass away? I'm not even totally sure right now. I want to go look it up real quick. And I'm going to get the straight deets on him because I didn't have this prepared, obviously, because he's still alive. He's 53 at this point. And man, this is tough. All right, let me see where it is about his injury. He had an ATV injury on November 28th, 2006. Rodney Rogers was involved in an ATV crash in rural Raleigh, Virginia. Rogers drove into a ditch while driving through a trail and flipped over his vehicle handlebars. He was flown to Duke Medical Center and moved by air ambulance to Atlanta, which specializes in spinal cord and brain injuries. Rogers is paralyzed from the shoulders down as a result of the accident, and doctors have given him only a 5% chance of ever walking again. So, yeah, it's a terrible, horrible tragedy. Rodney Rogers, such a strong NBA body and athlete, back in the day. And yeah, he had an accident on an ATV, and it very, very much dramatically changed his life. And thank God he's still with us at this point. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, I had to get the straight deets on that. Let's see. No, 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 no. Yeah, Rogers did not play for the Raptors. Let me just make sure. It should be on his where is it's not on here. Why didn't that not have his stats on here? Where's Basketball Reference? We'll look there. They'll tell me. Did he play for the Raptors? No, he never played for us. He played for Denver, the Clippers, Phoenix, Boston, the Nets, and the Hornets and the Sixers. So he played for a lot of teams. He played for 7 teams, but never for the Raptors, guys. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see the Rodney Rogers stuff. Yeah, it's horrible. The spinal column injury. This is what I'm saying to people. Like, look, when we say gratitude and stuff like that in the morning, you've got to understand your life can change drastically and dramatically, and you need to be grateful for your health in all kinds of different ways. Seriously, whether it's your eyesight, whether it's your hearing, whatever it is, just have gratitude. Seriously, because people listen. People don't care about disabled rights until they may possibly be disabled themselves. And that's why everybody, whether you're disabled or not, we should be fighting for disabled rights, because seriously, this is a group that any one of us could join at any given time. And that's just the damn truth of it. I mean, we don't take care of our disabled people. Well, what kind of civilization are we? Is what I would say. That's right. That's right. Smith saying Club Shay Shay is Shannon Sharp's podcast on YouTube. Okay. Well, that's why I've never heard of it. He's one of those ESPN talking heads that I just don't have any time for. So, okay. Thanks for dropping that on me. Club Shay Shay, really? Randolph saying Brian and Freaks, prayers and healing and faith for a full recovery and sustained help, joy, peace, and contentment. There you go. Yeah, gratitude for health and prayers for Brian's family members. Yeah. Bryce is saying, Lex, you were right about Barack's speaking. I'm not into politics, but much, but he got me fired up. No, the guy's a badass, seriously. And the great thing about Obama is, even though he's aging and he's getting older, he still connects to young people because he's just cool. He's just cool. He's like the embodiment of cool. He walks in the room, you just get that feeling of he's cool. That guy's cool. And man, I'll tell you, this is part of the reason why our guy's cool, because they're birds of a feather. They're cut from the same cloth. They're both half Nigerian. Barack Obama and Masai Ujiri. That's right. That's right. You know that Masai can call Barack anytime he wants to. He can call him. He's on speed dial. And it's not like he has a hard time talking to Obama whenever he wants to. I'm sure he doesn't abuse it. I'm sure that Masai, he calls Obama when he needs to. But that's the great thing about our president, is that this is one of his best friends. I'm not gonna lie. Obama is one of Masai Ujiri's best friends, guys. And Obama has a lot of respect for Masai also. So yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool, man. Blackhawk saying Clinton's speech was all right, but he is sounding fragile. We got to remember, Bill Clinton's 80 years old or something like that. He's up there. And in some ways, he's still got, this is the thing. This is the thing about this election cycle that's been so weird, is we're seeing aging in front of us. Like the politicians of Biden, Trump, Clinton, they're old. And in some ways, we have our mental faculties kind of break down and we get a little slower. Our brains don't work as fast. And in some ways, even if they have a teleprompter and they are just reading it, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer for the synapses and the communication of the brain to go around. And that's what we've been seeing with Biden. That's what we've been seeing with Trump. That's what we saw with Clinton last night, too. It's just a part of aging. And honestly, I thought Clinton did really, really well considering. Now we're going to see Jimmy Carter tonight. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. It would be amazing and it'd be inspiring. Maybe he can just come out and wave, but I don't think so. He's got dementia and he's in a hospice. And Jimmy Carter coming out there, you know what he said? Jimmy Carter said basically, I just want to live long enough to vote for Kamala Harris, is what he said. And that's all he wants. He wants to live long enough to election day so he can get his vote in. And that's amazing. I mean, Jimmy Carter was president of the United States 50 years ago when I was a baby. This man was the president when I was a baby. So I'm telling you that it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, Clinton did okay. He had a couple of digs at Trump that were fantastic. Like I said, once again, the DNC is like a one big, huge Trump roast right now, and they're roasting the hell out of him, left and right, and rightfully so. He deserves every single fucking thing that's happened to him this week, as far as what the Democrats have been saying about him. There's nothing out of pocket that they've said. He's such a joke as a person, Donald Trump, that every single thing that the Democrats have said has hit hard, and it has stuck really nicely. And yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed it immensely. And then when they brought out John Legend and Sheila E. and they played "Let's Go Crazy" in honor of Prince in Minnesota, the state that Tim Walz is the governor of, man, that was fire. I'm just saying. And tonight, the big finale is going to be amazing. I'm expecting some heavy hittings, big time names tonight in the lead up to Kamala Harris taking the stage tonight. So yeah, DNC's been awesome this week. Awesome this week. They have killed it. They're doing it exactly right. In fact, they've done such a good job that I think I might declare myself a Democrat again. I declared myself independent after the Hillary bullshit with Bernie in 2016, and I have not totally come back to the Democratic Party. But the way they're showing strength, they're showing the kind of leadership they're doing, I might come back to that party and affiliate myself with the Democrats again. Because seriously, I'm proud of what they've done this week at the DNC this week, coming together and being a voice of message of joy and togetherness and inclusion and trying to get this country back and healed from the divisive, crazy ass shit that Donald Trump did to it with the mind games of his bullshit. Yeah, they're calling them out and people are hearing them now. Finally, hopefully, some of them, they're reaching across and they're getting other people that were like, yeah, you know what? I'm sick of this shit with Trump. Why is he letting us be so angry and hateful all the time? I'm sick of this shit. I just want to be happy again. Some people are just sick of it. That's what's happening right now. Yeah. Trevor's saying Phoenix Suns are waving for Nasir Little and EJ Little. We should go and get Nasir Little. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck that. I mean, come on. These guys are they waved the Littles. No, not both the Littles. They live in my wall and they play with thread and yarn and they come out and they talk to me at night. The Littles. You know the Littles? That was a cartoon. They're like little people with pointy ears that lived in the floorboards like mice. And they had to fight the mice too sometimes. I know, the mice are in the house again. Get them out, Grandpa. If you know the Littles, you know you're old. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah, I don't care about this, Trevor. That's Phoenix Suns news. We do Raptors news, my guy. We do Raptors news. That's right. Randolph's saying, Lex, do we have any need for any of those players? Which players? The guys he just named, the Littles? No, we don't need the Littles. Listen, if the Suns ain't going to honor a contract for Nasir Little that's going to be for the next 3 years, they're going to be paying him. The Suns are doing stupid shit. This guy, Matasheba, has so much money, they don't care. They're making general managing mistakes left and right, Bradley Beal. And in some ways, this thing where they just cut Nasir Little, who's a qualified, good NBA player, but obviously they don't like him on the roster with the mix. They're going to go ahead and pay him for the next 3 years. So I don't want Nasir Little. I really don't, guys. And it shows something that the Suns are casting him away right now. So it could be, who knows? Once again, if you're not coming with the right attitude, the right work ethic, the right kind of stuff, well, hasta la vista, baby. And I think that's what happened to Little, is what happened there. Yeah. So I'm not interested in them. NBA rumors, Suns release Nasir Little and EJ Little. Yeah, we don't need the Littles. They live in a baseboard, and they're fighting over spools of thread with the mice in the baseboard. I don't know. They're fighting over cheese from the mousetrap. Let's see. Seymour saying EJ cooked us last season too. I don't even know who that is. I know EJ Manuel, former quarterback for Florida State Seminoles. I don't know EJ Little. I've never heard this name before. This guy cooked us, did he? I don't remember this. I don't remember this at all. Yeah, I don't remember this. Carlos saying, and Nasir clicks with Grady to the point we call it a little dick combo. No, we're not doing that. Carlo, you're getting a strike for that one. Man, we haven't had anybody doing dick jokes in a while. It's like MSJ used to do all the dick jokes, and he's been gone now. And now Carlo comes in with a dick joke all of a sudden. No, we don't need to do this. Come on. Not just for the dumb joke. Well, you get Anthony Black, Derek White, and Nasir Little to pair them with Grady Dick. Yeah, we're not, immature teenagers. Come on now, Carlo. We're not doing this just for the Jersey jokes. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah, Seymour saying pause. Hold up. Wait a second. What did you say? Yeah, Carlos said, I can't help myself. All right, it says you can't help yourself, but you don't get no dunk for that. Seriously. Wayne saying one-time political comment. Lex, the Orange Man is only relevant because the established media is keeping him alive because political season is money through ratings. He provides ratings. Race isn't close. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is true too. But I will say this: that's what we thought in 2016, and I didn't vote because I thought, what? How the hell would he beat Hillary? This is a joke, right? Well, he did somehow in some convoluted ass way. So I'm not even taking any chances. I'm gonna get out there and vote. And people that are trying to say, "Oh, it's not close," or this or that, but don't rest on your laurels. We need to make sure this gets done. And we need to all do what we need to do as Americans and vote for Kamala Harris. Because seriously, these guys, when they say this shit, this is true. You guys want to be like King George all of a sudden? Do you not understand the Tea Party that happened in Boston? Do you not understand the Revolutionary War and why Commander George Washington crossed the Delaware and did all that shit? Or Paul Revere started renting, the British are coming, the British are coming. Well, this is what we're fucking saying right now, Americans. The British are coming because King Donald wants to start ruling your damn country like a monarchy again. So yeah, it's like, listen, we're in the same kind of, this is the thing the Democrats have done so well this week. They're showing them Americanism. They're saying, look, this is what our country's all about. We're under duress. We have problems in our country, and we always come through because we're Americans, and we do what's right, and we come together when the times are tough. And this is what they're saying. This is just a trial and tribulation right now that we need to fight off a fascist from becoming the next president of the United States. And that is what we got to do. This is the fight that the Americans have right now, is to reject Donald Trump and say, nah, we like democracy. We don't want nothing to do with no King George bullshit. So get over yourself, King Donald Trump, trying to be a king of the United States with your bullshit. And that's what this is. That's what this is going to be this fall, seriously. But we cannot rest on our laurels and say, oh, it's just done. We need to get motivated. We need to get out there. And when Oprah shows up and says, yeah, go vote for Kamala, there's a lot of people that listen to Oprah. Trust me. There's a lot of people that listen to Oprah. That's right. Yeah. Tom's saying no mention of Oshai. See, I forgot Oshai. Of course, Oshai should be in that 5 too. Totally, Tom. You're right. I'm going to give a dunk to Tom Dookie for me not saying Oshai, and you're exactly right. Maybe it's because the Summer League made me forgot about him. Summer League looked bad, Tom. 125 for Tommy for bringing up Abaji. Somebody I just forgot in the rotation. I forgot Kelly too, though, so I forgot both the Utah guys. Yeah, you got me. You got me suspicious. Yeah, Tommy, thanks for calling me out on that. Yeah, see, I forgot Kelly O too. Yeah, see, most saying Tom Oshai needs to show so much. You know, in some points, I could say that Oshai could possibly start if we need a defensive kind of starting lineup. In some ways, he's a defensive starter. We need a strong defender for a certain particular player on the other side for the night, for the matchup. Maybe you start Oshai in that 5th starter spot with a barbecue yak. Yeah, I mean, there's possibilities of this if it makes sense. If he's playing at a high level defensively in certain ways, he could be out there starting on certain games. So in some ways, I like the mystery of the 5th starter. And maybe Darko plugs in and plays different guys in there. In some ways, that gives good competition and guys trying to play harder and harder. When you have a standard static starting 5, in some ways that stagnates your team to a degree because everybody just knows Fred, Trent, and Pascal and Jakob and Scotty are going to start. Nobody else has a chance. You know, that kind of shit is not good for a team. So I kind of like having a variety spot, a spot that can be the different guys any given night, depending on the opponent, because that in some ways helps people. Now, the bad side about that is roles. People need to have defined roles. And if you don't know if you're a starter or a bench guy, that can get all weird. If you're, some people get weird about it. Oh, I don't know if I'm starting or coming off the bench on given nights. Well, Darko will tell you, apparently. In the morning, he tells everybody what they're doing so that they can get ready for the whole entire day to know. And that's something that's unique. Garrett Temple revealing last season. Like Darko comes in the morning and says, guys, you're starting, you're playing, and you guys aren't playing today. And in some ways that helps these guys get ready for the day and know how they need to mentally be prepared for the game later. So yeah. Let's see. Wayne's saying that bench list from our limited knowledge is worthy. I like it. I am excited, like a Harris Walls campaign. Very joyful for our team. There you go. Wayne is enthusiastic for a couple reasons in his life right now. The promise of a couple different things in a couple different areas. And I'm with you, Wayne. I'm with you exactly too. Yeah, some of those names that we just mentioned, as far as who could be our bench, well, maybe it is better than last year. Maybe it is a lot better than the last couple of years of bench. We'll have to see. I'm not going to get my hopes up and just say, yeah, we have a bench mob this year. We're going to be good. I think it's too early to say that. We got to let these young draft picks that we just got excel, grow, and do some things on 905 level. And then, maybe next year we can say, yeah, we got a bench mob. We got a bench mob. These guys got seasoned and they're ready to come back in their second year, and they're going to produce on the main level on the bench for us to bolster our bench production. Because in some ways, expecting these guys to come in ready-made right off the bat right now and just do things that are amazing to help the Raptors win is not realistic this year. It's not realistic, whether it's Shamshay, whether it's Mobo, whether it's Shed. So it's just not realistic. Let's see. Tom's saying 100% at Mo. That's right. Oshai needs to show so much. Smooth saying, wasn't Jeremy Lin a Knick before he was a Laker? No, I believe he was on the Lakers' very first in his career. The very first team that Jeremy Lin was on was the Lakers, from what I remember. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me see. Let's go look at it since I can fact check myself. Oh, wait, you're right. Okay, the first team I got it confused, and this is why. He was on the West Coast originally. He was a Warrior. He was on the Golden State Warriors first. Then he went to New York, and then he did go to LA. So you were right. You're right. But I was confused because I knew he was on the West Coast first, but it was on the Warriors first is what it was. Smooth, you're going to get a dunk just for correcting me, fact-checking me. You're at 30, the Del Curry 30, the father of Steph, the greatest shooter in the history of the NBA. Yes, Smooth, that's right. See, Mo fact-checked already, and she's concurring with you. And I was confused. I thought I got the Warriors and the Lakers confused. Carlos saying, so happy about the Walls VP pick. This guy is like the LeBron of politics. He's amazing. I mean, there's a really, really smart, really smart pick. You know why? Because Tim Walz is a military veteran. And he's like everything that like the conservative side loves. Like there's so much about this dude that is badass. Like he really harkens to the older conservatives' values as far as what matters is family and this and this. He's the perfect VP candidate, and he's amazing. And the fact that both Harris and Walz are from middle class, she worked at McDonald's. He was a school teacher and public school teacher. These are humble roots, and these are people that are really grounded with the common man in the United States and with what their needs and wants and what their dreams and aspirations and their fears are. And they are the ones that will protect them and work for them and not just for their own fucking pitiful ego and stroking themselves and their ego all the fucking time. That's the thing that Clinton was saying last night. He was saying, count how many times Trump talks about himself all the time. That's all he does is talk about himself, is what Clinton was saying last night. Yeah, Walz is amazing. I didn't know anything about him until they named him VP. But man, this is the thing that I love too, is it seems like part of the problem with Trump and what he's done to the Republican Party is he's made them all villains. Like they're all like the Legion of Doom now, like Lex Luthor and Brainiac and Penguin and Riddler. They're all very swarthy, kind of gross people, like Boebert and all those fucks. And the Democrats have some amazing young leaders coming up in their crops. Like I saw the mayor or the governor of Maryland. This dude came out last night, and I'm like, that dude's young and charismatic, and he sounds like a badass. Like he talking about, yeah, I went to Afghanistan. I didn't have bone spurs, is what that man said. That was his burn on Donald Trump last night. He's like, I actually went to Afghanistan and fought in active combat. And like that kind of stuff hits hard. People care about veterans being in leadership because they understand what it's like on the front line, like Tim Walz and that governor from Maryland. And I'm telling you, it's a change. And people like Buttigieg and Josh Shapiro, those guys come out and they sound so good as leaders too. There's so many good leaders on the Democratic side. The Republicans have nobody coming up. And these people are just dirtbags. They're scumbags. And they don't even have any policies or anything at this point. There's basically, yeah, I'm in the pocket of corporations and I'm just trying to get rich people richer. Is basically the platform of the Republican Party. So, yeah, they're screwed. They're screwed. And for the years to come, they're probably screwed because they ain't got no pipeline of development like we did for a couple of years. They ain't got no 905. They ain't got no bench mob coming up in the Republican Party because they're all degenerate dirtbags. Yeah, and the Democrats, I'm seeing a crop coming up that's badass. Badass. They have so many different people that are coming up that are great leaders. And that's a big thing right there. That's a big, big thing. Yeah. Fiercely saying pause at Seymour. Yep, pause. Yep. Laughing at the pause. Smooth saying Raptors superfan Mo, the greatest. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. Let's see. Smooth saying Rodney, take that 5% and make it 100%. There you go. There you go. Man, he's tried, and it's tough. It's tough. We can look at the journey of Jordan Bolton and his spinal cord injury, and he's gotten gains here and there. But yeah, it's a tough climb. I know Monique knows this world better than any of us for sure, and she's very learned on spinal cord injuries and how they affect people, obviously. So yeah, in some ways, it's like, look, you got to do what you can, and you know what? Progress is progress. Even if you get little gains, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. And I know Jordan Bolton, best friend of Gary Trent Jr., has had very good gains in different places with his spinal cord injury in the last few years. I don't know with Rodney personally, his journey and stuff like that. But I know, yeah, it's not looking good. And most saying, thanks for speaking on disability rights, Lex. There was a moment last night where they had a young woman like you that came out and spoke. And I was like, this is true representation. Because we could go and see that old clip of Donald Trump making fun of disabled people and know that he is evil and know that he is wrong for doing that. And the Democrats bringing a young woman like Monique out on the not on the stage, but in that clip was powerful. Because every voice and every person needs to be represented. Every single person, because some people will ignore and forget about people like Monique. And they do not need to be in power. The people that would forget about Monique Lawrence are the people that do not deserve to be in politics or be in charge, because Monique Lawrence is an important person just like every other disabled person out there. And if their voices and their concerns and their fears and their things that they care about are not listened to or heard, then these are not good leaders. And Donald Trump can fuck off with his bullshit of making fun of disabled people when he started his first damn election bullshit. I'll say that right now. I'll say that right now. And a voice like yours was heard last night at the DNC, Monique, and I was proud of that. I was proud of that for that. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Wayne's saying, sorry, Lex. Obama has Kenyan roots, not Nigerian. Well, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you real quick. It's actually, okay, wait. I had it flipped. You're right. You're exactly right. It's Obama's got Kenyan roots, but Ujiri has Kenyan roots also. That's what they share. I flipped it because I know Nigeria is Masai's country of identification, but Masai's family is half Nigerian and half Kenyan. So that's what they share. You fact checked me on this one, and you're right. You're right. So that is actually exactly right there. That it's actually the Kenyan roots that Ujiri shares with Obama. Is what it is. All right, I'm gonna give Wayne a dunk for correcting me. I got it mixed up. It in some ways it's because Ujiri, I always think Nigeria, and it's actually the Kenya connection that Ujiri and Obama share, and that's because Masai's family is half Kenyan and half Nigerian. So I'm glad you clarified that, Wayne, and I'm going to give you a dunk. We're doing some fact checking. Sorry, I got so emotional just now. In some ways, that is a topic, and that is a subject, that is a political thing that I really care about, and it's rights for everybody. And it's rights for everybody, and disabled rights are extremely important because they get forgotten too often in this community, in this world. And that's what I'm saying right there. Yeah, I'm in the fight for this. That's right. That's right. Smooth say Jimmy Carter, is he in his 90s right now? He's like 100. He's like 100, guys. Like, seriously, Jimmy Carter's still around. It's crazy. His wife died last year, and that's sad. That was really sad when his wife died. Jimmy Carter is 99. He will be 100 years old on October the 1st, guys. He will be 100 years old on October the 1st. And you know what? I have a feeling that they're going to do something with him on his 100th birthday to show support for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It's going to be amazing. Seriously. Milbester's here. Good to see Nick's Freak in the house. Good morning, Lex. How's Thursday? I had to tell you something very quickly regarding Canada. They in San Juan Pool for the 2026 WBC, they have a chance to advance group play. You should be glad. Okay, so Milbester's coming in with some knowledge about our Canada path to get back to the Olympics. This is the thing. We just did the Olympics, but it's not guaranteed we'll be at LA yet. The states will be there because they're hosting, but we have to earn our path once again. Now, with the states already in and they don't have to qualify, they don't have to play in the qualifier stuff and kind of be in our way. So this is kind of good. And what Milbester is saying is that this group that we're playing in San Juan is a little bit easier. It's one of the better groups. So I think that we've got a good path to get there. I think that it'd be really weird if Team Canada did not qualify for the Olympics in 2028. But we have to earn it. We have to technically go through the steps and earn it all back again to get to be able to play in Los Angeles in 2028 in the Olympics. So that's the first step. And Milbester, I appreciate that tidbit of knowledge and telling me that it's a pretty good group and that they've got a good, strong chance. And I think part of it is because the USA is already qualified. They're usually the ones who are standing in the way. We'll have to see. It may be somebody like Puerto Rico this time. It could be Brazil. It could be Dominican Republic, for all I know, because they are a strong basketball team also. Randolph saying, Lex, I'm with you, bro. The DNC is really giving hope to the world. I can do another a month of the conversation right up to the voting day. Keep the momentum up. Yeah, man, they're killing it. They are killing it. This is the thing. There's a dichotomy. There's a difference between the RNC and the DNC. The RNC was gross and ghoulish. People falling asleep. The energy was crazy. It was weird. It was really weird. Donald Trump spoke for like 2 hours. Like, what the fuck was that? This the way they're doing the DNC right now is out of the park. Out of there. Like, one of the things that people are talking about is the roll call. They had songs for all of the states that they played when they announced them. And they were very apropos. It's kind of like they did Bruce Springsteen for New Jersey. They did Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down for Florida. They had Prince for Minnesota. And everybody's like, wow, this is so cool. They made the roll call fun. It wasn't boring. Like when they did it for the Republican one, it's probably boring as fuck. These people are falling asleep. Like, meanwhile, DNC's got rockin' tunes coming for each one, and everybody's waiting for the next song. You know what? The DNC could get the rights from those artists because they support them. The RNC can't do jack shit. And meanwhile, Donald Trump's trying to fake AI bullshit about Taylor Swift saying something about him. He got caught on that. Man, that only makes Swifties mad that you try and fake a Taylor Swift message to them to tell them to vote for Donald Trump. What an idiot, Donald. You were so dumb. You do that. The Taylor fans are very strong contingency, and you just piss them off. So, yeah, he's just stepping in left and right. And the fact that all these artists would give the rights to their songs to be at the DNC shows just how much great creative artists and people in this world support the right side of democracy, and that's the Democrats. That's the Democrats, and they are killing it. That's a big party that's been going on in Chicago this week, a big, big party. And I love that they did a rally in Milwaukee the other night with Tim Walz in the same building that Donald Trump had some of his stuff, his RNC, his big convention, and he had a bigger crowd than they did for the RNC on a secondary site from Chicago, the main site. They got a bigger crowd in Milwaukee than Trump and the Republicans did a month ago. So, yeah, it's badass. They're killing it. They are killing it. And Randolph, that energy is infectious. It's got you energized. You want to go out and run through a wall for Kamala Harris right now, don't you? Yeah, that's the way it should be right there. Carlos laughing. Milbester saying, not going to go too deep with the baseball stuff. Just wanted to inform you what's going on with the next WBC. Oh, wait, you're talking baseball? That's a baseball news? Oh, man, you're supposed to tell me about basketball. Okay, either way, I don't know anything about the Canadian baseball team. And I can't tell you whether they're going to be good or not. Do they have Larry Walker? I don't know. See, that's how bad it is, Milbester. I don't know jack shit about baseball. I was like, do they have Larry Walker on that team, Milbester? That's how that's all I know is Larry Walker. He hadn't played in the league in like 20, 30 years. All right, let's see. All right. I'm not gonna read any more of WBC. If you put WBC in there, Milbester's getting skipped because you fooled me. I thought you were talking about basketball, man. Don't talk baseball. Come on now. All right. I don't want that update, man. Don't give me that update. All right. Smooth saying, like it or not, what happens in the U.S. affects Canada directly first. This is so true. This is so true. And they talk about this. The people have said, like, the whole world is watching. You know, what was Clinton's line? This is so good. Clinton said this last night. He said, the whole world watches us and wonders what we're thinking. And they think about our psychology. I wonder what they think about when Donald Trump talks about so much about Hannibal Lecter. When he said that, I was like, damn. He's like, yeah, they think he's fucking crazy the way he talks about Hannibal Lecter all the time. Yeah, why does he do that? Does he not understand this guy is like based on a real person, but he's not a real person? He's a character in books that somebody wrote. Like, I think that Donald Trump is one of the stupidest people in the world, and he's sounding more and more like a blithering idiot. Like when we're talking about age and we're talking about what they were making fun of Joe Biden a couple months ago. Well, Donald, you're that guy now. You're that old blithering idiot that don't make no sense when he talks at this point. And it's hilarious. And honestly, if they're going to do these debates, this is going to be the next part that's going to be really funny. Like if these motherfuckers from the RNC side show up against Kamala and Tim Walz, they're going to get cooked. They're going to get so cooked. It's going to be so entertaining. You're going to see Kamala basically kill him like she's the prosecutor she is. It's exactly how they're setting it up. It's a fucking degenerate felon, a degenerate sexual assaulter against a prosecutor woman who of color who's going to absolutely wipe the floor with him verbally. It's just like if I got in a ring with Pensair and we got up on the podiums and we talked, I would walk circles around Robert Pensair verbally. I would talk so much shit. He would be destroyed, just like Kamala would do to Donald Trump. And same for Walz versus Vance. Vance is an idiot. He's such an idiot. He's taking these stops on his campaign. He's coming into a Philadelphia restaurant, cheesesteak restaurant. He's saying, why do you guys not have Swiss cheese? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this man does not know what he's doing. And JD Vance with a huge mistake. This is going to be just like Sarah Palin for John McCain. That like the VP pick actually sunk Trump to a degree also, man. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. Yeah, Bryce is saying, Milbester, you'll never learn. I know, he said WBC, and I was like, World Basketball Championship? No, he's talking baseball again. You'll never learn, never learn. Cream saying, I'm here for Lex to go off on Milbester again. I want to be nice to Milbester. I'm just not going to read his comments because he's talking baseball. Cool Cat saying the DNC is future focused and optimistic, not the doom and gloom, fearful approach. I love Governor Walz. I was moved to tears by his son. Younger generation engaged, participating in our future. That was awesome when he started his speech and his son started jumping up. He's like, "That's my dad. That's my dad." And he's all crying. He's like, "That's my dad. That's my dad." Some people will make fun of Tim Walz's son for that, and they will. The other side's bullies. They're pieces of shit, and they will make fun of that guy. But that was true, unadulterated love for his father, for being so cool and be like, "Yeah, my dad is so cool. Look what he's doing. That's my dad. That's my dad." That dude was doing that. Man, it's really, really powerful week this week, man. 100%. That's right, Smooth. That's right. Mozon Blast. That's right. That's right. Milbester saying, Bryce, what do you mean? You don't see it, Milbester. Because it's coming from you. You can't see it from the outside of yourself. That you are coming incorrect. You're just coming incorrect, Milbester. The Raptor freaks get it. In some ways, I get it. You love Knicks. You love Yankees. You love New York sports. You love OG. You love baseball. You love Dominican Republic. We know what you love, but we love Raptors here. And in some ways, some of your favorite things that you love the most, Milbester, are not subjects that we're supposed to talk about here because we don't care. I don't do baseball. I don't do soccer. I don't do football, and I damn for sure don't do hockey. So let's just say that. Let's just say that right there. I don't do baseball. I have no expertise in baseball. I could tell you the World Series Blue Jays, and that's about it. I ain't going to tell you jack shit otherwise. I don't even know who's on the Blue Jays team right now. They traded half their team away. So how the hell am I going to talk about BC, and Canada's team if I can't even tell you the starting lineup of the Blue Jays right now? I couldn't name 5 of their players. I could say Vlad Guerrero Jr. That's it. I don't know any other players right now. And does it make me less of a Blue Jays fan? Yeah, sure it does. But I do still support them and care about the Blue Jays winning and more in the American League East as time goes on. That's right. That's right. There you go. Let's go. Monique, let's go. Let's go. I'm getting emotional today because in some ways, democracy's on the line. And as an American living in Canada, I care about this. And we all care about it because our country is closely tied with the United States. In some ways, we have carbon copies of some of these idiots. It's like Doug Ford is the equivalent of Donald Trump. And in some ways, I don't want more Donald Trumps in our country. I want more Kamala Harrises in my country. I want people that are going to come up into leadership that exemplify the whole entire country and not just some rich old white ass motherfuckers and corporations. And that's in some ways, the wave that happens down south comes up here. In some ways, that's what happens. You know, Stephen Harper was our W. Bush. Stephen Harper was our W. Bush. And in some ways, you could say Trudeau is our Obama. Trudeau is our Obama. Well, I ain't waiting to have no Trump coming in next up in Canada. So, yeah, we need to get the politics right down south because they do influence our politics up here. In fact, some of the bullshit that the right wing does down there is copied by our right wing politicians up here. Even if it's the same bullshit doom and gloom plan that's obviously failing down there, well, you go ahead and keep doing that PC up here because you're going to find out that people are wise up here. They're going to see what happens down there and they're going to be like, yeah, we don't want this up here either. No, we don't want the doom and gloom of your divisive politics that tear us apart all the time. No, we want to be back together again. We want to be able to talk to our niece at Thanksgiving dinner just because she does not agree with us politically. And you told me to hate her so long, Paula Bear, fuck you, is what I would say. That's what I would say right there. Yeah, there you go. We're going off today. That's right. We're going off today. That's right. Wayne Strainer saying Republicans are hypocrites. John Kerry was a veteran, Vietnam decorated war hero. And they did a hit job to him to make him a traitor. Sad set of people, Lex, for a seemingly first world country. Love you, Lex. Yeah, I mean, we've had amazing leaders in the Democratic Party. And I love what Clinton said. That in the era since like 1990 or something, since Reagan left office, there's been 51 million jobs added to the economy in the United States. And he told the score, he said 50-1, 50 million created by Democratic presidents during their terms, and only 1 million jobs over all, what is it? W. Bush, his dad, and Trump, basically. 1 million jobs created over all their presidencies. Meanwhile, 50 million jobs created during the presidencies of Clinton, Obama, and Biden. So, yeah, the score is 50-1 as far as the job count, according to triple checked by former President Bill Clinton. Yeah. Cool Cat saying, yes, Lex, we have to care and support more so for those vulnerable that need us to stand up for them. That's right. Their world, the other side's world, is to stomp on them. Forget about them. Put them away. What did Donald Trump say about his own damn family? Did you hear about this? He has some people in his family that are disabled. And he says, he told his brother, basically, you have a disabled child. You might as well just send them to a home and forget about them. Seriously. He told his brother this. He said, your child is disabled. You shouldn't want to have them. You should just abort them, or you should just get rid of them. Holy crap. He said that his brother's like, what the fuck? And he's gone against him ever since then, trying to tell him to do that to his disabled child. So, yeah, Donald Trump has made it very clear who he is. And people need to understand that. Seriously. Cool Cat saying Jimmy Carter is fighting to vote in the next election. Prayers for him and his goal. He'll turn 100 on the month before and about a month from now. And, yeah, hopefully, God willing, he will vote. I hope he can do early voting. Let's get Jimmy Carter an early vote. I mean, shit, he was the president 50 years ago. If anybody should get some special treatment to get an early absentee ballot, it should be Jimmy Carter. Let that man vote right now. Open up the poll right now and just let Jimmy go in there and vote and just get it over and done with. Seriously. That's what I'm saying right there. That's right. Blackhawk saying, get up, stand up for your right. That's right. If you don't get up and stand up for your right to vote right now, USA, this fall, you may not have it next time. You may not have it next time. So you better get up, stand up, fight for your right, like Bob Marley said, because you may lose your right to vote if this election does not go right. I'm telling you right now, this is serious. This is serious. And they said this all week. Obama, Clinton, both of them said this. This is for real, y'all. We're not fucking around when we tell you that if we don't get this election right, this could be very dark and dystopian after this. Project 2025 has been revealed. We all understand what's in there. It's bad. It is bad for everybody. There's a section in there somewhere that's going to piss you off. In there somewhere. You go look at it. You'll find out this is not good for us. So I'm saying it's like they always say this every election, and it's been true. It's been true the last 3 elections. These are the most important elections of our lifetime. Well, this one's even more important than 2020 and even more important than 2016. And in some ways, we aren't going back. Oh, no, we ain't going back. And I love them saying that. No, we're not going back. No, we're going forward. We're progressing as a society and as humankind and as a country, the United States. That's right. Maybe I should be up there talking myself. I'll cuss too much, though. In some ways, I've thought about doing politics because, man, Lex, you can really get across stuff and you're fiery. You've got emotion. Maybe you should run for something. I don't know. In some ways, I got too many skeletons in my closet. I'm not squeaky clean like Tim Walz. In some ways, they dig up stuff and they kill my political career right away. I'm sure they would. That's right. I'll still just be a pundit and talk about it and go off about it on my own channel, though. That's right. I'll at least do that. Milbester saying, I wanted to see Obama's DNC speech. I miss Obama as a president. I'm going to say this right now, Bill Bester. If you want to see anything that the DNC has done this week, it's on YouTube. Go there and you can watch it. You can rewatch it now. Go find it. It's worth watching. It made me feel nostalgic for the era when Obama was the president. I was like, man, this dude was so good. This guy was badass. It's like basically having Obama as president is like having Messiah as president. In some ways, they're very much cut from the same cloth and just the same kind of genuine, amazing human being. And in some ways, Obama's just a badass. He just is. He's just so cool. Who can't? I mean, we're basketball heads. We got to love a president that can shoot a jump shot and score some points on the court because he can play. He can play. That's the other thing. You got to love a Barack just because he can play basketball. In some ways, we understand him on that level. Basketball hoop heads. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. It's Kareem saying, the passion of this guy. I love you, man. And anyone with a disability, minority, sex preference, or orientation, I love all people. God bless this channel. That's exactly right, Kareem. And you know what? You're getting a dunk right now for a totally different reason than you ever got one. Ever. Right now. This is the weirdest dunk Kareem's ever gotten. It's not the weirdest. It's the most beautiful. That's what I'm going to say right now. Kareem, you're getting a dunk for what you just said. It's just the damn truth. In some ways, we've got us band together. That's the reason they do this is the corporations understand they divide us and make us hate each other. We don't put the focus on them. The problem is with them, the top 1% richest people that want all the tax breaks and want to pollute our lands and our environment, our air for their own fucking money. Yeah, they want to distract us and say, no, the problem is the people coming from other countries. The problem is gay people. The problem is trans people. They just want they want to prey on your fears. In some ways, y'all are listening to these horror stories about trans and this, and you're getting overwhelmed with your own fears to a point where you're not understanding this is not what you should be worrying about. In some ways, the trans stuff is way more boogeyman made up than actually what it is. It's really, really crazy. I'm with you, Kareem. That's right. Everybody. Freedom is for everyone and not just picking and choosing who looks like you and thinks like you. That's what I'm saying right there. Fiercey heart. That's right. But Bester saying Larry Walker was coaching the national team, Lex. See, I don't even know. He's the coach now. I don't know baseball. I'm sorry, Milbester. It's all right over my head. I'm sorry. Man, you made me think that they had a good pool for the basketball team. Seymour saying, high five to Cowboy, that, and to Eye Candy, and to Lex, and to Monique. I love that. Carlos saying, I remember Sarah Palin. Yeah, what a joke. What a joke. Yeah. Milbester saying, I only said that because Canada got placed in such a balanced pool that you guys can really reach the quarterfinals for the first time. Laugh out loud. And they're getting better. That's the best news I give you. All right. Well, thank you, Milbester. I appreciate that. Even though you wrote it like 6 different ways and 6 different comments, just once. Maybe, and not baseball. Seriously, not baseball. I know it's Canada related. I get why you brought it. And I know you're trying. And I appreciate you, Milbester. I do still. Yeah, Seymour said, it's politics are toxic. Said, fuck. You know what's toxic? The air around your province. That's what's toxic, Seymour. So you better get into politics and start voting for people that are going to save your lungs. How about that? How about that? And your water, too. You know, you tell me politics are toxic as fuck. No, your province is toxic as fuck. Because that's PC government that don't value fire protection and don't value the water. And y'all are having problems over there. So you need to vote for better leadership in your province. So, yeah, you can say it's toxic as fuck. Well, you know what's toxic? Your air, because there's forest fires. And there's also problems with your water, as you said earlier this year. So that's what I'll say right there. Another form of divide and conquer. Well, who do you want to go with? Do you want to go with the side that's trying to divide us? Or do you want to go with the side who's trying to unite us? Because that's the difference there. It's very clear which of the sides. The right-wing fascists want to divide and conquer. And the left is trying to have an inclusive world for everybody who's different. And that may include some trans people that the right side is like, oh, gross. I don't want to have anything to do with them. You're immoral. You are an aberration of God. Who the fuck? Listen, let people live their lives and mind your own damn business. This is what Tim Walz keeps saying in his campaign. Is he saying, I believe in minding my own business with my neighbors. And I wish people would get back into that. Yeah, who's trying to go around and control other people's lives? The right wing. So it's very clear, Seymour. You could say it's toxic as fuck. You may be undecided. You may be independent. But seriously, if you're for freedom, you're for choice, there's only one clear choice, is what I would say right there. Yeah. Monique saying W stream, W vibes, go Raptors for life. There you go, Mo. That's right. I will stand up for people like you. I'll stand up for everybody. I will stand up for everybody because we're all humans and we're all individuals and we all matter. We all matter. That's right. Tom's got the popcorn out. It's because Lex is cooking. That's right. That's right. Tommy's got the logo. He's got Scotty. And Dana's got me on blast. There you go. Smooth saying, hey, you jumped over some of my comments, Lex. Let me go back. Let me make sure I didn't miss nothing. I did jump over a bunch of Milbester's comments. Oh, yeah, I see now. Okay, Smooth saying Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan are moderate Republicans. They don't have anything to do with the process anymore. Really unfortunate. You know, Mitt Romney is still active in certain things, and he does have some things to do. He's endorsed Kamala Harris. He's very anti-Trump. In some ways, Mitt Romney represents the Republicans that actually have a brain, the ones that actually have integrity, the ones that actually are kind of like looking out for the world, even if they have conservative views. In some ways, they're the real conservative party and not the crazy ass MAGA, toxic ass fuck, crazy shit that Donald Trump built. And in some ways, Mitt Romney will come correct this fall and vote for the right side. And that is the Democratic side, even though he is a lifelong Republican. And in some ways, he understands by voting for Harris that he and himself can work with them to get more things done because she is actually an adult and not a child with small hands and weird size obsessions. So, I mean, that right there tells it right there. If anybody signifies the Republican Party, the true Republican Party, it's those two gentlemen that you just mentioned right there. That's right. Cool Cat saying, yes, Lex, we have to care and support more for the vulnerable that need us to stand up for them. That's right. That's right. And Jimmy Carter is fighting to vote in the next election. Prayers for him is cool. Okay, yeah. That was the only comment that I missed, though, Smooth. I think was just the one. All right. Let me make sure I get back. No. Smooth saying it's an emotional subject, man. I get it. See, listen, having dated Adriana for a few years now and seeing her fight in disability rights herself up close and understanding this, this is a very, very personal, emotional subject, disability rights. And I stand with them for sure. I stand with Monique and Adriana and what their fears and concerns are as women of disability. Yeah, I stand with them. Oh, yeah, I do. Milbester saying, anyways, I'll go eat breakfast before I head to Guardians Yankees game. Okay. It's my 6th game this season. Enjoy the rest of the day, Lex. Soon October postseason, but at least the Raptors Knicks can make the playoffs. All right. So you're going to go see Cleveland play the New York team. Okay, cool, Milbester. Well, have a good day and enjoy the baseball season. And that's right. Wayne saying, do not complain when you don't participate, Seymour. Citizens should engage and use critical thinking skills. Politics is for adults, and we need to get the corruptible out by voting, not ignoring them. Listen, if we're inactive, we don't do anything about it, they're going to just run roughshod and take shit. And they have been doing that for a while. They started doing that shit with Reagan in the 80s. And in some ways, there's been power unchecked in certain ways. The checks and balances of the United States government has not been working correctly. And now they've stacked the Supreme Court with an activist court for right-wing ideology. And that's a really bad problem. That is really a lot of it has to do with Mitch McConnell's bullshit and the right-wing plan to do this. In some ways, they're mimicking what they've done in Hungary. Hungary is a country that used to be a democracy, and now it is very much a fascist dictatorship. And they tell their citizens how they should live. And right-wing Republicans in the United States go to Hungary and learn how to do this. And so everything that's been done in Hungary is the playbook for what they want to do in the United States. So if you want to go check that out, you can find out exactly the real reality of Project 25 because Hungary's put that plan in effect, and they're there now. They're already there. So it's gross. It's disgusting. It's anti-freedom. And that's what we're talking about. And that's why if we good men stand idly by and just let the bad men run roughshod over our society, we get what we get. So we need to stand up at a certain point and say, nah, this is enough, dog. And we're done. We're going to stop you now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. Seymour saying, I really don't care about political views. And you're right. I ain't participating. So I'm just kicking rocks cool. Seymour, I understand this. And in your apathy is mirrored in people like MSJ before that I've talked about this in the subject. Listen, I would say this. Your province is not run very well. You need to vote in your provincial government elections, even if you don't think that it matters. It does. It does. Trust me. I'm going to send a vote from up here, downstates, for this election. And my one vote will get that drop in the bucket that's going to make that bucket even more bigger. And that bucket's as big as possible so that Donald Trump is denounced as a leader in that country and he goes away for fucking ever. If we rout this motherfucker, he can probably go away for a long, long time after this one. In some ways, we can kill the MAGA bullshit in the United States if we all vote correctly. So I'm saying, don't ever think that your vote don't matter, because it does. And in last election, it mattered because boy, we needed Joe Biden for the last 4 years than Donald Trump. And we need to realize also that Trump's so crazy, he might just try and take over at the end anyway. Like, if we could vote for Kamala and get the election won, and he's going to try and strong arm or do some crazy shit. No, then you lock him up, you throw him in jail. He's an insurrectionist, and he should be in prison. He should be in prison. He should have been in prison already. And some bullshit with the Supreme Court that he put in there is the only thing that's protected him from going to prison right now. So, yeah. Seymour saying, I'm on cloud 9. Negativity can't bring me down. You go, Seymour Pape. You go. But realize, when you're on the sideline and you ain't paying attention, those motherfuckers are robbing the hen house behind your back. Just so you know. Cool Cat saying, every election is important and critical. Always have to vote to keep the progress society makes and keep trying to improve. Society is not perfect. Trending to a more perfect human race. Yeah. The elections up here are weird with 3 parties and the way it slices and stuff like that. In some ways, I strategically vote. A lot of people say don't do that. Just vote for who you want and hope that they get more seats in the Canadian government up here. No, I strategically vote because I don't want a PC premier. I don't want a PC prime minister. And I strategically vote. And I'm NDP. I'll vote for the orange team most often if that's the team I can. But if I have to, I'll throw a vote to the red team. If I have to, I will. Because I understand there's levels to this. And in some ways, the 3-tier, the party system up here, it really doesn't give an advantage to the right side in some weird ways. But that's why we need a coalition government between NDP and Liberals. And then we can get more stuff done up here. In some ways, look, they sewered the hell out of Trudeau. They made Trudeau's name so hated in so many different ways. People don't even understand why they hate him at a certain point. They really don't. They really don't totally understand. They think, oh, it's because of freedoms and vaccines and stuff like that. Man, you guys were paid for by a corporation to hate him. They put out so much bullshit, whether it's Elon Musk on his Twitter with all of his bullshit, whether it's the ads, whether it's the conservative radio, whoever it is that you're listening to that's making you hate Trudeau, they paid for you to hate him. They paid for you to hate him. You guys don't even realize you're so manipulated in that way. They do the same thing for you to hate Kamala Harris right now. They do the same thing for why you wanted to hate Obama. They did the same thing to Biden. It's like, you hate Biden because of this. They're telling you how you should hate. You should hate Trudeau because of this. I mean, they paid for you to hate him. It's just the damn facts. Corporations paid for you to hate him. And people that hate Trudeau, well, you're just marks. You're dupes. You've been suckered. And that's what happens right there. That's right. There you go. There you go. All right. I got the end of the comments. Let's keep going with the regular stuff. We got on, it's the think tank. We can get a little political on Thursday think tank. This is what we think. And we're talking about it right now. Yeah, a little aside here. All right, let's do the Instagram stories real quick. We got Grady in the gym still working out in Kansas, where it all started. Work that work, Grady Dick. Work that work. Put in that work. Do it all the right way, and you will make it work on the court. I'm excited about the next year for you, Grady. You're looking really big. And, yeah, there he is working out with his old Kansas teammates in Kansas. And this highlights. And he does look a lot stronger, guys. He looks a lot stronger. So I'm very excited about Grady. Jumper is pure, is what they're saying about it. Jamal Shed, more from Jamal Shed Day. There he is in the Houston #1 jersey with a young fan, smiling real big. Jamal's got a really nice smile. I'm going to say this right now. Jamal Shed, he's a kind of guy that's very charming because he has a nice smile. I'm going to say that. In some ways, he's going to be he's also very well spoken. So it is going to be interesting to see him do interviews around the Raptors because he may be a press favorite. I'm going to say that right now. He might be a press favorite. It's Norman Powell still over in California doing his thing. He's doing his recovery mode. They got some diodes hooked up to his legs. He's getting all kinds of treatment and stuff that an NBA player can get. There's a cool little graphic of him dunking, and there he is with his mom. That's so cute. Love to see a picture of Norman with his mother. Good stuff. Wubbs showing some footage of walking into a game. Baylor guys. He's showing his Baylor team. So he's putting Baylor on blast, a particular player, in fact, on blast. Let's see. Emmanuel Quickly is on the water now. He was on the dunes, and now he's on the water with a boat. Emmanuel enjoying that vacation. And oh, this is a funny picture. They're at dinner, and it looks like a really fancy sushi restaurant or something like that. And I guess it's his sister or his niece. She's not impressed because I think that this is a cool thing. Emmanuel, I think, in their family decided at the dinner table when they're all together like this that they're going to take the phones from everybody so that they're present, so that they're there actually interacting with each other. And well, there's a whole stack of phones there. And Emmanuel's saying we collect all the phones for dinner, and Shiloh is not happy. Yeah, Shiloh or something. I think that's Shiloh or Shiloh. Yeah, so that's one of the Quickly family members is a young lady, and she's really mad that she can't have her phone at the dinner table. But I think that's great. That's how you keep families together, engaged and present, and not on their phones, sucked into them while they should be with their family at the table. Yeah, Jonathan Mobo has got a really cool situation. He's they filming stuff now. Scotty's entourage is getting stuff filmed. I don't know if it's Max, his old camera guy, but they're filming Mobo and Simpson, and Scotty doing a little private entourage workout. Scotty's got the camera, so he's being a little bit like Siakam, doing some filming himself. So yeah, Mobo, Jay Simpson, Scotty Barnes putting up shots. The entourage. That's what I'm going to start calling them. The entourage with Lloyd and Nick and Nardo. That's the entourage, my guy. Slim Duck showing clips from the ballroom back at the Wynn Hotel Casino when they were at the Summer League. And Slim Duck showing some of his workout clips. Then there's Lloyd. He's at some Arc. It's not Arc de Triomphe. I'm not sure where it is. Lloyd is somewhere in the world. It's probably still Spain. And he's also got the clip of the entourage at practice. So we got this entourage is showing solidarity. Gary Trent Sr. saying stuff like, guys, girls really be out here with university degrees crying over a guy with only a birth certificate. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. Gary's always funny. He's always funny. Yeah, there's a couple of funny clips on there. Stop calling him handsome. Zelly him $300. Be different. He's like, there's this one picture that Gary Trent Sr. has, and this is so funny, and because of his family history and stuff. He said, me trying to raise my kids to be better than me, but this gangster shit is hereditary. And it's a picture of Michael Myers pouring cereal in a bowl for Chucky. Because have you heard about the stories about Gary's family and their checkered past? Yeah. But Gary Trent Sr. broke that cycle, and Gary Trent Jr. continues that broken that cycle. But there's other people in their family that have been very gangster, very, very gangster. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Gary's also on a podcast talking about how to be a parent and coach basketball with your children. And it sounds like he's not really like a Joe Jackson, where he's like really on him, like Michael used to get from his dad when his music career. It's more like he's actually like he's very considerate, but he's also very real with them. And he says, look, if you really want to do this, you have to be serious about this. And I know that Gary Trent Jr. said this, that his dad told him young. It's like, if you really want to do this seriously, you're going to have to listen to me. Then you're going to have to really commit right now. And well, Gary Trent Jr. did, and he's still in the NBA. So there you go, right there. There you go. Let's see. SGA's got some sort of design for a jacket. It looks like a camouflage jacket on his Instagram stories. I am looking at SGA every once in a while. And Siakam took pictures of this young lady in Cameroon, and he's practicing his medium format camera skills. And I think he chose this young woman because she was one of the standouts at his PS43 Foundation camp in Cameroon recently. Once again, the Raptors are doing an open tryout for the 905 team. Your pre-registration before September 5th is only $225. If you do it after September the 1st, then you have to pay $275. So if you really are thinking about trying out for the 905, do it now because you'll save yourself $50. So there you go. There's the Instagram stories for today. Yeah, Raptors 905 tryouts. Try out. Make the team. Who knows? Dreams can come true. Hoop dreams. That's right. Hoop dreams. That's right. Yeah, most saying back to basketball discussions. That's right. Cool Cat saying, is the Raptors Spain camp over now? Yeah, I think it ended last week. and everybody kind of went on their own directions. I'm going to guess they ended it around Thursday or Friday last week. And the last 3 or 4 days or so, people have been doing other things all over the place. That's right. Yeah. Smooth saying, the Apprentice show, you're fired. Yeah, Donald, you're fired, my guy. You're fired. Yeah, I think John Legend was on The Apprentice at one point, right? I think, and Oprah was friends with Donald in the past. I think at some point, Donald Trump and Oprah Winfrey were considered friends because they've been kind of celebrities for a long time. And, Donald would come on her show, and Donald is always a name dropper. He's kind of like, I know Oprah. Oprah's a good friend of mine. Yes. Do you know Oprah? Well, I know Oprah. He would be kind of like that. He's like a power broker, and he'd be bragging and name dropping. Well, how you feel about Oprah now, motherfucker? That's what I say right there. How you feel about John Legend now? How you feel about these people that have worked with you in the past and are coming out and against you in support? That's right there. Yeah. Enough of all the comments. Have a great day, all. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. All right, real quick. The ESPN predictions for the West are out this morning. We did the East yesterday, and they told us that they think the Raptors can only win 26 games this year. Well, this is some surprises on this list, and I'm actually really impressed by ESPN because they're not trying to write some sort of fairy tale, and I love it. The number one team in the West, according to ESPN, is Oklahoma City, 57 wins this year. Minnesota, number 2 at 54. Dallas, 52 wins. They didn't pick the team in the finals to be the top team. And I think this is pretty accurate. Denver, all the way at 4 with 52 wins also. And then the next two teams in the top 6 are Phoenix and Sacramento. I don't see this. This is very weird hierarchy that ESPN's putting out there for the Western Conference this year. You notice there's no Clippers or Lakers in that part. Well, where are they? Let's keep going. All right, the play-in group. This is the 4 teams they think are going to be a play-in group. New Orleans Pelicans, Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies, and Houston Rockets. Wow. So the Grizzlies will get back into it with Ja Morant returning and health better for them. The Rockets are going to show an improvement and do better this coming up year with Fred VanVleet's second year on the Rockets. I can see that. I don't know if the Warriors are going to be in the play-in, though. This is the one I may disagree with. I think the Pelicans should actually be in the upper tier, and the Kings should be down in the play-in part with DeMar and their new team on the Kings. And even Phoenix is susceptible. I don't think Phoenix is as good as people think. I think that the Kevin and Devin thing is hollow and shallow, and that team is not really that good overall, and that the Suns are maybe 2 ranked high. Now, this is the interesting thing. I'd not named the Lakers or the Clippers. They're in the bottom 5. In fact, they had the Lakers in the same spot on the other side of the NBA and the other conference as the Raptors. They had them winning 44 games, though. This is so weird. Do you really think the balance is going to be that disbalanced? That the 11th seed in the West is going to have a winning record? What the hell is that? This is ridiculous. But yeah, they got the Lakers and the Clippers, 11th and 12th. Wemby and the Spurs at 13, and the Jazz and Portland are the only teams that are worse than all that. Yeah, this is crazy. The imbalance of putting more wins on the Western side than the Eastern side is not true. I do believe that the Lakers will not make the playoffs. I think that's true. I'm not totally sure about the Clippers. I think that the Clippers may be better than the Lakers this year, and I think you're wrong on that one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, interesting ESPN's perceptions of the Western Conference and thinking that the 11th seed team in the West is going to be a winning record. No, the Lakers will not have a winning record this year. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah. Wayne saying in-season starts when again? November 12th. The in-season tournament will start then. And the regular season will start in the end of October, like with 10 days to go. Wayne saying, I'm predicting the Lakers fail badly next season. LBJ retires. That's a very sound prediction. And I might get second that. I think I might second that, Wayne. Because seriously, this whole Bronny show is going to be – and plus, we've got to think about J.J. Redick as a rookie head coach and just what he's going to be like. He's probably going to suck, y'all. They think he's going to be a great coach, but I don't think he will be. I think he's going to be a shitty coach. He may be very similar to Steve Nash. Not saying that Steve Nash was a bad coach. It's just that he was not effective as a coach. Let's just say that. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else I want to touch on today? Oh, yeah, there's birthdays we got to do real quick. Happy birthday to Michael Curry, former Raptor Michael Curry. It's his birthday today. He is 60. No, not 60. He's 56.
56 years old, Michael Curry, former Detroit Piston and former Toronto Raptor. Michael Curry. Get your WNBA team set up. Currently, MK is beating me 158 to 118. So 40-point lead for our current champion over me. He's looking like he might stay undefeated for the whole entire season if he can pull this off. Cool Cats over Fiercey right now. Kareem is beating a race mode now after the second night of competition. Mojo beating David still. And James is beating JP in the other matchup. So get your team set up for tonight. I see that Cool Cat's already been working on the waiver wire in the last couple days too. All right, let's see. Is that it? That's it. I think that's it, y'all. Carlos saying at least Nash had experience being on an NBA bench before coaching the Nets. Lakers are going to be a dumpster fire. Yeah, that's a very good point, Carlos. Seriously, Nash did kind of have a little bit of assistant coaching with the Suns, I want to believe, or something like that. But he really didn't have a whole lot. So it was like maybe a year, or it was consulting or something. I don't know. Yeah, in some ways, this may be a big difference. You might be right, Carlo, that in some ways this may be a difference. And I don't know. Nash is a nice guy. Maybe JJ will be more fiery. I don't know. Some of it's respect. How much are the Lakers players going to respect him? Well, they're going to demand it. Maybe LeBron's going to make them demand it and have them do it. All right, y'all. Thanks for having a very political Thursday think tank today. In some ways, maybe I should have made it just about the DNC in some ways, because we did not talk about the roster spot hardly at all. But that's okay. In some ways, people come in, this is mistitled, Raptors Freak. Why did you masked Democrat propaganda, and it's supposed to be about the Raptors? Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. We steer the car where we steer, and on Thursday Think Tank, anything goes. That's right there. Cool Cat said, I've reached my limit of adding and dropping players. Bummer. It's so hard to improve my team. Yeah, you only get 6 moves each week. And if you did a bunch of them before the break, or no, this is a new week. So, yeah, you already got them out of the way. Well, you're in good shape. You're beating Fiercey. So hopefully that'll hold. Who knows? Maybe Marie will come back. Who knows? You got to see. There's still today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So there's 4 days of competition still in the last week of our WNBA fantasy regular season. And then the playoffs start next Monday, guys. So be ready for the playoffs in our WNBA league starting next week. That is single elimination. You win, you go forward, you lose, you're out. And that's just how it is. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. Y'all, we are one all together on this earth, all life. Not just humans, not just everybody of different types. I'm talking about the squirrels, the trees, the grass, the insects, the mycelium. Everything that's alive in this world is conscious, and we are all connected. We need to respect everything, everybody, especially the humans, but especially the living things too, that we've got to coexist with to make our world healthy and allowed for us to flourish and still be okay as a civilization. In some ways, we cut the nose from our face with industry destroying forests and destroying natural habitats for our animals and things that naturally live in this world. So we need to be more and more conscious of all life. And in some ways today, we talked about all of us humans are getting divided by race, politics, differences. And we need to stop letting these powers do this. That we need to understand that neighbors are neighbors and we all love each other. Just like Tim Walsh said, it's like, it doesn't matter what they think. If my neighbor's stuck in the snow, I'm going to go help him. That's what makes people great. That's what makes people humanitarians. That's what makes people good people. And bad people are the selfish ones that don't give a shit about other people. And that is the Republican Party right now. And that's just the damn truth. If you have wholesome values of looking out for everybody and looking out for each other, well, there's only one choice this fall. There's only one choice if you're an American citizen and you get a vote in this election. Yeah, there's only one choice. And if you want unity and you want a good future for the world, the whole world is watching. United States. And in some ways, y'all fucked up when Trump got in there the first time. Never again. Never again. Let's go. We're going to win. Let's go. Blue wave. Let's go. Whew. That's right. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me. I'll have a Friday freak out tomorrow. Yeah, we'll freak out on something cool. Hopefully very much basketball related. And yeah, enjoy your Thursday and touch grass. Get out there and raptorize your day like Nab Bhatia would. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining me today. And thank you for going through the realm of emotions with me today. And I'm not afraid to show sensitivity or emotion because real men do, and they are stronger for it. and they get through it. In some ways, if I'm an example for people that way, hey, you can't stand a man crying on your YouTube stream? Well, get over yourself, because that's true strength. All right, let's go.